dimension yin, which is the first quarter moon of the 9th moon of the year. It's the realm of thought flame, you could say. Now underneath thought, which is the universal way of navigation, we have relatives from the bird people nation, thought, and one that they had known as Ancient of Days. These are the messengers for this time. So now, Thoth, this man, Gabriel, is here, and with him the friends of many bird nations, and they're related to the angels. So that's giving us a little bit to think about. So also this man, Thoth, is here, and the Ancient of Days is coming, bringing the wisdom of this way of navigation and this time, space as it mirrors remembrance and thought. So with that, as such, the 13 dimensions, the 12 represented within the wheel of humanity and the zodiac, and the one emerging dimension that unifies us all, brings an understanding of the tracks and trails and cords of oneness that the great mother spider weaves to bring the stars, the planets, and the within spaces as one. As such, Thoth and the brotherhood and sisterhoods of the winged ones are the rites of travel through all of the dimensions of time and space. So through this gift of tobacco and this gift of prayer and living a good way, so that's the way it's done. So as such, that which is ancient and that which is future becomes now as you commune with the bird, with the masters, with the Lord, through this way known as of navigation, this way of unity in all things. The way of the spider as she ascends the tree, Mitakuye Oyasi. Now the bird people, the Wambli Oyate. There is a eagle here to speak for all the bird nations, and so Wambli Wakan Tanka, this great bird. Now the cords of light vibrates that between the top of our heads and the bottom of our feet as two legs. This cord that is vibrating with the cords of time knit by spider's hand, that this is like the eye looking down through the person. And when the eye is clear and focused, single, the whole body is full of light. So eagle says, and so we above can see right through you. The heavenlies can see through the two legs. In fact, the star nations of the spirit and the great civilizations of light see the energy of Mother Earth as a song, as a picture, and as a word. So there are many relations of the wings that travel the skies and have been your friends before and still may be. In such ways, all the planets and the moons and the stars are also your friends, your neighbors. They're close at hand. So imperative is the flame of truth. God's own will within your own eye as you look about in the world and as you look through yourself as the greater spirit with an earthly robe. So in such a way, walk as the ancient you are in respect of even those older than you. Mitakuye Oyasi. Now this one, known as Thoth. Now, there is a four-sided pyramid, and in it stands this birdman and this one of the curved beak, this master of balancing and of judgment. In his hand is the wheel of karma, and this hand is a flower, a lotus of the Dharma, and in his hand is the whip of the disciplinarian, and in his hand is the staff of life. So, as such, great star vehicles of light are called from within these temples of the earth, where the ancient ones still live and breathe as spiritual beings, and as such, connect worlds that have long been connected beyond the scope of any written of men. So So only through the mind that is pure and the heart which is glowing, the great innocent one may travel and spiral beyond the guardians into the central fire to find that flower of her light. So that within that which causes death and that brings forth light, that which is cold also brings forth heat. So then the flame of eternal knowledge is awakened through lessons, through gifts, through correction and blessings. And so it is that the emotional nature is healed. And the earth, the water, the fire, and the air within the quadrants of the physical and mental self-balance in symmetry also heal. And so it is that ancient cultures and their mistakes, the engineers live in even now, as you can bring correction and healing. When wouldst thou meditate and create the focus of awareness to stand with the masters and to stand to the energies which you yourself have created, and so grow, become balanced in the ways of the earth, the water, the fire, and the air. Grow in your physical, emotion, mental, and spiritual natures, and understanding that still you remember less than you were when great mistakes were made. And thus in patience, children of Mother Earth, proceed with the crystal, the light, and the song, and the prayer. So there is a great future and much light. Itakuye Oyase. Now we have this one known as Ancient of Days. Ancient of Days. Now, relatives, they say there is a man here, there is a flame in the center of here, and the man has come from the center of things within this flame, within the core of our universe. So this Milky Way, who in her great self, great self, is a mirror of all other places and is a unique arm of light of God. There is Mother, the center of all things. And the center of the universe is indeed the center of the universes, for all are one, and from one great withdrawal, fire and the air within physical and mental self-balance out in the world. And as you look through yourself, only through the mind that is pure and the heart which is glowing, the great innocent one may travel and spiral beyond the guardians into the central fire to find that flower of her light. So that within that which causes death and that brings forth light, that which is cold also brings forth heat. So then the flame of eternal knowledge is awakened through lessons, through gifts, through correction and blessings. And so it is that the emotional nature is healed. And the earth, the water, the fire, and the air within the quadrants of the physical and mental self-balance in symmetry also heal. And so it is that ancient cultures and their mistakes, the engineers live in even now, as you can bring correction and healing. When wouldst thou meditate and create the focus of awareness to stand with the masters and to stand to the energies which you yourself have created, and so grow, become balanced in the ways of the earth, the water, the fire, and the air. Grow in your physical, emotion, mental, and spiritual natures, and understanding that still you remember less than you were when great mistakes were made. And thus in patience, children of Mother Earth, proceed with the crystal, the light, and the song, and the prayer. So there is a great future and much light. Itakuye Oyase. Now we have this one known as Ancient of Days. Ancient of Days. Now relatives, they say there is a man here. There is a flame in the center of here, and the man has come from the center of things within this flame, within the core of our universe. So this Milky Way, who in her great self, him great self, is a mirror of all other places and is a unique arm of light of God. There is one great being who is Mother, who is the Father at the center of all things. And the center of the universe is indeed the center of the universes, for all are one, and from one great withdrawal, love is all, love manifests. That which is withdrawn emerges from within inside. And so, such, purify the fire of your being, express your pure love and joy of God, and understand that emanation and source light are the ends of a great rainbow of conscious, living beings, one family. So, and thus the Anta-Karana hoop, the hoop which binds that which is and that which is not, which binds the yin and the yang, the male and the female, in all levels of duality, as a great hoop. Creation, uncreation now. So, bury within, open these lights, nourish the fire of self as the pure flame which the cherubim do nourish and tend. Remember the innocence and bring it forth, your one and sole task before God. Be who you are. In patience, emerge, tend the flame and care, guarding all intrusions, that in duration the race is one, and that flame of knowledge is yours. This is 9th dimension in realm of thought, flame, Udaku Yasi. Our relatives, this is the second quarter of the 9th moon, called the dimension Yang. It's the realm of the star languages. So on the spiritual law of resurrection, it's called the spiritual law of resurrection. And all people, the Hiha Oyate, Andromeda, the house of On, the Genesis, it's a playground of a new creation. So remember, through this one called On, it's the spiritual way of resurrection. The sacred all nation is here, bringing messages of where life meets death and becomes life again, and also of the greater of the universes, the within places. The house of On, the Andromeda people, the lightning cloud, and many faces, Ite Otapi, and many that come from these nations of the stars, the twin universe, the mirror reflected here. And from the place of all new beginnings and formless that has formed within it, a playground and a creativity within the child's mind. So even the child of God. So this one, Cha, Wakawi Chasha, this tree man, two trees man, sacred tree man is sending the energy, a golden light like a flowing river, the streams of the little falls down into the space, into earth, and they're brightening the symbol, the On. So at this time, these relatives again open a book, open a pathway to a little bit more of this way of On. And this time we invite more messages through this way of resurrection. Midakuye Oyatsu. Now the all people appear through our physical universe. One eye looks within the things of life, and one eye perceives their surface and what is around them. There is more to the eye than has ever been thought. So even as there are layers to the eye, so are there layers to the perceptions of what is physical and what is really light. So the all is just the bridge of this in-between, and is a guide for the reconstructions of this fourth world, the world of dream time. The world of psychic, in the world of images of things. And as such, the cup and the water will eventually become one. Just as in the consummation of Christ, the daughter and the bridegroom join in celebration. The owl beyond the bridge before the beginning of any bridge ever was. And so the owl works in this Anta Purana as a guide to the pathways of life, this on. So as such, the nations of Andromeda and the nations of Milky Way see into the mystery of the spirit of things and work with the all wisdom's light and the mystery that underlies everything. That these are the essential purposes that tie these twin brothers together. So where the bear is the guide of the inner world, the owl is the guide of the dimensional world, and such. That which is unseen by many is known to the owl. Now, Andromeda, the heart of An. Now this light of the photon is indeed understood in isness, the understanding of God among the house of An. So that isness, the active now living being of Creator beyond conceptually, personally touching, full of life. So within the mysteries of the photon, this light, there is a merging of planes at Aquarius. There's a special doorway to peace. So through this pathway of An, it is as if the bride receives the fire of the groom's love as the greater light finally bridges the doorstep into our own universe, the Milky Way. As such, prepare yourself, as has been said. Greater energies come, understandings of how the universe mirrors in great beauty the Spirit of God and all that already is within itself potent, and that perfection is love.
September 19th.
Such a great world. And
something happens tomorrow
letters.
That the entire world should be aware of. And it's going to be our president's final visit
Genesis,
to the United Nations.
Which is
it's going to focus on
playground.
And we've seen it in the last few years. There's not a whole lot of talk about it.
Now, the woman of the universe is that sits in the hub of things, the mother that takes care of children beyond count or number. This woman, within her great love, stores gifts for the rest of creation. That as growth, evolution, enfoldment, ascension occurs, greater and greater things than these are added everywhere. And so it is that within the bosom of love of the great universal mother, the mother of all that move and balance are greater gifts, the infinite potential and the loving guide, paradise, which becomes instantaneously here, now, everywhere. So on the resurrection force, the power of soul to remember itself beyond all veils, beyond all fears, beyond all doubts, bringing instantaneous unity through the way of faith, becoming knowledge, becoming what is. So this is ninth dimension Yang, realm of the star lineages. Mitakuye Oya